Do not attempt to adjust your device screen. We are in control of the broadcast. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. The time has come. Please stand by for a live transmission from Halloween Daily News. Yes. It is Monday night. It is that time once again. We are live. Let's see who else is awake and alive tonight. Hello, Haddonfield, and happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to it. If you're new here, my name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News, and this dark, cold, early winter horror days masquerade you just found yourself in the middle of is what we like to call Michael Myers Monday Live, our geek out celebration of all things shape. And if you're new here, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you'll hang out. And be warned, you have joined the best, most awesome community on the entire internet. And that brings me to our returning friends. What's up, everybody? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to it. It's been about a month since our last Triple M live stream like this. So I always say just making it through another week, just making it through another Monday is reason to celebrate. And but tonight, we made it through another month. We made it through another Turkey Day. If you do that, we made it through 4 more Mondays, and that is plenty of reason to celebrate. So here's to you guys drinking some nice warm lemon tea here tonight on my Michael Myers mug. Hope you all are doing well. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out tonight. Let's see, I saw David Suber lighting it up earlier, one of our illustrious channel members. I think Blake checked in. Yep, Blake is in the house. David has checked in as well. Phil is here. Tim Leal, lots of cool familiar names I'm seeing. Byron has checked in. Awesome. Great to see everybody. And Let's see, who else do we got in there? Charles, we got Sam has checked in. Um, David's got his PCS Halloween pumpkin in finally shipped. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Hell yes. Great to see everybody. Um, I think we got a fun one for you. We do have a few little news items to talk about tonight, and including some video game news and updates, some new looks at some previously unseen corners of Haddonfield we're going to take a look at, and a few other news bites to chew on, and maybe a flashback video here and there. Of course, some shout outs. And then in the second half of tonight's program, I'm gonna present my annual Michael Myers gift guide for the Shake fanatic in your life, or maybe just to stuff your own stocking with. Either way, we got you covered with a bunch of cool items, all different price ranges, currently in stock online and available for you to order in time for gift giving, if that's what you're looking to do, or again to gift yourself, because nothing wrong with that. Hope everybody is here, um, is doing well. That's here, and had a good. Like I said, it's been at least 4 weeks, I believe, since our last live stream. I said at that time the current plan, give or take, how breaking news may or may not play out. The current plan is to do a Triple M live stream at least once a month during these winter months of November, December, January, maybe February, and then we're going to start getting back into a little more regular of a schedule from there. Is the current plan anyway? Um, so yeah, we do have some items to talk about, some stuff to go over, some fun stuff to share, and of course, the whole point of doing it live here with you guys is the conversation, the live chat. So chime in with your thoughts as we go, and yes, David saying the map fly through was super badass. Yes, sir. It's looking really good, that video game. All right. So what we are gonna do, um, like I said, we're gonna have a few news bites before we get into our gift giving. That will be the second half of the program. Now, before I get into the news, though, I do want to give you guys just a couple programming notes, some stuff to look forward to right here on the HDN channel. Not necessarily here in Haddonfield, but beyond. Um, some very exciting exclusive interviews coming your way, including this week, this Wednesday, we're going to drop my recent conversation with the director and stars of the upcoming Shudder original movie Influencers. It is a sequel to the movie Influencer, which came out 2 years ago in 2023. It's on Shudder still, I believe. It's on Netflix now, right now, as of I think December 1st. Check it out if you haven't. Influencer, it's really great. Influencers, it's great in all the same ways, even better, takes it to the next level. And I had a great 10-minute junket conversation with them last week that we're going to be dropping in just a couple days here on the channel. And I do highly recommend you check out Influencers when it premieres on Shudder this Friday. Channel members now, like Blake, the illustrious Blake in the live chat, channel members is just $5 a month, and you can watch that interview right now. It's available for early access. And you're also going to have early access later on this week to my next exclusive interview that's dropping next week. And this interview I am super excited to share with you guys. And this is an exclusive for the Triple M crew. We've not announced this one yet, so I'm giving you guys the exclusive here. But also last week I had an amazing conversation with Jill Sholin, and many of you horror fans know who Jill is just by hearing her name. Some of you will recognize her when I name some of the films she's been in. Some of my favorites, like The Stepfather, When a Stranger Calls Back, The 1989 Phantom of the Opera, co-starring with the great Robert Englund, directed by our friend Dwight Little, who also directed Halloween 4, and a ton of other awesome movies from the mid to late 80s through the early 90s. She is amazing and you know, just a super awesome talent. And we had an epic conversation last week, and we covered so many of the films that she's worked on, so many of the legendary filmmakers that she's worked with, iconic co-stars, and just some really great candid stories that she shared with us. That's coming next week. My exclusive with Jill Sholem. She is awesome. Excuse me, guys. Yes, sir. The Stepfather, such a classic. I mean, that's my favorite of hers. But yeah, I went back and rewatched so many of her other ones. I mean, Cutting Class with Brad Pitt. She was in Wes Craven's Chiller. And we talk about all of these in this interview. She worked with Keanu Reeves and Drew Barrymore on Babes in Toyland in the mid '80s, and then she went on to date Keanu Reeves for a couple of years after that, as he was like blowing up, and so she got like a behind the scenes view of all of that as it was happening, and she gives us a very unique perspective looking back on all of that now. So again, very excited to share that one with you guys, and it's not a junket interview; it's one of our exclusive, just one-on-one, and it's a pretty lengthy, extended conversation that we cover a lot of ground, and she's got a lot of great stories. She's also, since this is our Christmas Horror Days episode, right? I guess it's only fitting that I'm plugging her Christmas album. It's called Christmas Forever. And she does a couple Christmas covers of some standards you might know. She's got one that she wrote herself, and it's got one line dedicated specifically to horror fans, and she explains in the interview, but go listen to it and see if you can find the line that before the interview comes out that she's talking about that's specifically for us horror fans. And she's got another one called Here Comes Santa. They just dropped the trailer on Fangoria a few days ago, or not the trailer, the official music video, excuse me. And it features Jill with a bunch of our other horror favorites, like Barbara Cramden and Judy Aronson, our friend Christy Fox, who's been here a couple times, and Diane Franklin as well. And they do a fun version of Here Comes Santa, and then they're all in the music video. And again, it's got a little kind of horror element worked into it. It's very comedic, and then a surprise cameo at the end. Spoiler, by CM Punk of all people. Anyway, we cover all that stuff in the interview and much more. It's a fun one. Be sure to check all that out and check out her album now on Spotify. All right, so all that you got to look forward to in the coming days here, and lots more. You might have noticed we're rolling out our coverage of our panels from our Halloween Film Festival. We got a couple more of those we're still going to roll out, and some other surprises here and there. All right, let's get into our first news bite of the evening. This is a very interesting story that came across our way in the last few days since our last live stream, and wanted to take note of this. Check this out. Available for auction right now through Julian's. This is not just any Superman costume, not just any kid's Superman costume. What is so unbelievable about this particular Superman costume, and why we're talking about it here on Michael Myers Monday live, is because this was owned by legendary cinematographer and friend of Halloween Daily News, Dean Cundy. That's right. Legendary cinematographer, worked on many John Carpenter films, like Escape from New York, The Fog, obviously, Halloween 2. Many other films for legendary directors, little things like, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, stuff like that. Just little cinematographer gigs. Well, the story goes that when he was a little boy, he was obsessed with Superman, not the Christopher Reeve Superman, because that hadn't come out yet. No, the old black and white George Reeve Superman. And he had his mom, because they weren't available yet. Ben Cooper wasn't even making them quite yet. He had his mom make him a Superman costume. And that's what this is here, amazingly. Handmade by Dean Cundy's mom. And you're saying, well, that's amazing, Matt, but what the hell's it got to do with Michael Myers? Well, believe it or not, this costume is a screen used costume worn by Dean Cundy's son in John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween. Apparently, Dean Cundy's son is one of the trick-or-treaters. You just kind of see him in silhouette. If you had asked me, I couldn't even say for sure that there was any Superman costume on any of the kids. But now we know. There definitely is. There definitely always has been. And not only that, there's an amazing story behind it. So anyway, if you got a little over $1,000, that's the current bid right now, it says. There you go. Head on over to juliansauctions.com and place your bid for this piece of Halloween and Superman and cinematography history. So much cinematic history tied up in this Superman costume. I mean, that just speaks to me on so many levels. Having had the pleasure and honor, like many of you, of meeting Dean Cundy, and I got to interview him, and being a Superman fan, a Halloween fan, and just, that something like this, a handmade Halloween costume, from Dean's mom, now a piece of Halloween franchise history. Pretty awesome. All right, so give me your thoughts on the Dean Cundy Superman costume auction. In other news, did you see the amazing Creepy Duck Designs latest Michael Myers poster? Did you see it just a few days ago? You know, Creepy Duck Designs, he does all these just insanely awesome alternate just art posters, and many of them have been picked up now by studios and released as official posters. But he did one for the 1989 sequel. No, that's not right. The 1998. What am I saying? The 1998 sequel, Halloween H2O. Look at this. This is just a gorgeous H2O poster. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, here, maybe not quite that much. All right, so that's the best that mask has ever looked. That looks insanely awesome. It's a classic retro feel. It's got the scratches all in it, the fold creases. You got Jamie Lee Curtis, circa 98, reflected in the blade, the bloody blade, as it should be. That looks great. I love the red tint in her eyes. This summer, Tara won't be taking a vacation. That was the actual tagline in 1998. And then, of course, the classic font. I love that it's just all red. It's got the release date down there. Awesome. Another masterpiece by Creepy Duck Design. And in yet other merch news, and I guess collectibles news, music news, all of the above, check this out. Our friend Alan Howarth has just recently announced the premiere vinyl edition of his original soundtrack to Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Getting it in just before this year's 30th anniversary closes out. Alan is selling these on his website at alanhowarth.com. And they all come autographed by Alan, numbered, each with a unique note staff for each person. So he's going to kind of write out some music just for everybody. Is that everything it includes? Let me see. This is his. This is our post sharing his post earlier today. It's going to ship in early 2026, and the LP is signed by Alan Howarth. Each one contains a custom Halloween music staff inscription, individually numbered. Each one of only 250 copies, and a custom signing requests. It says he will do custom signing requests at no additional charge. And this is original artwork here. Pretty wild ink blot image of Michael there on the cover. And if you will recall, Howarth's, I call it H6 for short, Curse soundtrack, theatrical soundtrack is the more kind of heavy metal soundtrack. He brings in some electric guitar into it, which I always kind of like. Now, my version of the Curse soundtrack is this right here. I'm still kind of a CD guy, believe it or not. If I'm going to get physical music, we do have one record player, working record player in our house. It's in my son's room right now. But this, however, came out probably about 10 years ago. And this is Alan Howarth's double CD. It contains the theatrical expanded soundtrack and, for the first time ever, the producer's cut soundtrack. Both of them. Producer's cut on CD 1, theatrical on CD 2, and I got mine autographed as well. You can see on there it says to Matt and Sue, and on the inside as well, autograph the actual disc, and yeah, I don't really own any of the recent vinyl re-releases. I haven't gotten into that so much. I do own a couple original classic vinyl original releases. Some Sabbath and Ozzy, stuff like that. Motley Crue. There's the other disc. But have not gotten into the big vinyl comeback in recent years for whatever reason. I guess just because I'm stuck in my 90s CD days. But that is my prized Curse soundtrack right there, with both the soundtrack. Because again, I do really like his theatrical soundtrack, bringing some heavy metal into it. Speaking of. But I also really like what he did with the producer's cut, which is much more in line with the traditional Carpenter soundtrack and those type vibes. So, if you've heard both, tell me which one you prefer. All right, is that all of our? Oh well, all but the video game, because we do have some video game news to dig into. Bill Billy says, I've met Alan Howarth. Good guy. Yep, he was awesome when we met him. Yes, David, that Superman is pretty unbelievable. I see Sonia has checked in as well. What's up? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Thanks for joining us. Larry checked in as well. Sorry if I missed you earlier, man. Thanks for being here. All right. We do have one more bit of news to discuss. Our main news topic tonight. Okay. So, as we are recording this, it is December 8th, 2025. We are exactly 9 months now to the day from the release of the highly anticipated Halloween, the video game. It is dropping on September 8th, 2026. And we've been covering it quite extensively here. And since our last update, we did just a few days ago get a brand new video revealing the first map to be revealed in the game. It is called Haddonfield Heights, and it is a neighborhood in Haddonfield. It gives us, well, we're just going to pull up the video here and we'll watch it together. I know you've probably already watched it. If you do want to watch it in full without me talking through it, you can do so at HalloweenDailyNews.com. But we're going to play it right here and just go through it with the sound turned off because it's the Carpenter soundtrack. But this gives us a really good 4K look at some of Haddonfield for the first time. And it looks really good. And there's some really notable things I want to take note on here that I noticed on a couple of repeat viewings. Well, first of all, a lot of this just appears to be kind of generic places. Some is very familiar, but this back alley does seem kind of like the back alley maybe from Halloween 2 in the beginning, the opening moments. I love all the fall foliage. You actually saw a second ago some leaves blowing. There is a trash can kicked over here, some boxes lying down, and you'll see a lot of smashed pumpkins around Haddonfield, like just in that alley, just past those boxes. There's some smashed pumpkins. There's another trash can kicked out into the street. And this was one of my favorite shots that we got in this fly-through. Just a gazebo here, but it's all decorated for Halloween. And a couple jack-o'-lanterns in there, a bowl of candy, somebody, it looks like maybe a pumpkin pail, and maybe a glow stick there on the ground. Again, kind of interesting that we see all this stuff here, and yet what we don't see is people. There's no people around, and like here, there's this candy bowl, there's these jack-lanterns, maybe a glow stick, but where are the people? Kind of creepy, kind of foggy here, but I did really like this shot in the fly-through of Haddonfield Heights. Yeah, and then I really like this one too. We'll pause on this for a second. The inside of this house here, and again, what's going on? Where are all the people? They've said that some people, once you're playing in multiplayer, you can play as Michael, where your mission is to kill the residents of Haddonfield, or you can play as certain hero citizen characters. Maybe these are some of the citizen characters. They were sitting here clearly hanging out. There's cans and chips and maybe games on the table here. A couple cans on the floor, on the rug, and but I really like seeing the skeleton decoration hanging in the window there. Of course, the lit jack-o'-lanterns, a nice touch. And if you look closely, way over there on the right-hand screen, it's almost in the dark, but it's some kind of mask, some kind of weird like white mask over there. Not a white Michael mask, but some kind of weird mask. And this is my favorite image. This is my favorite image revealed in this fly through. Um, just a simple living room, again, deserted. Where is everybody? I don't know. But the detail of capturing 1978 is palpable in some of these images. I mean, the rugs, the wallpapers, just the pillows. I mean, they really nailed that. And one thing I love is this pumpkin pail here. If you know, you can go back and zoom in down on the floor here in front of the table. There is a pumpkin pail, very vintage looking orange pumpkin pail. There's also a vintage plastic mask on the floor there, like a princess mask, almost like a Ben Cooper type princess mask. And there's a witch's hat on the couch, just a simple old black witch's hat. Um, Again, where these people go, such a hurry, leaving all their stuff here. Maybe it's just late at night, they went to bed. There's a magazine on the ground too. All just very kind of creepy and reminds me of the end of Halloween '78, where you get all those shots of where Michael has been throughout the film, and and where he might show up next. There's also a camera on that table. There's a book and some magazines. Somebody could zoom in and read exactly what's there. But that's my favorite shot in here. And then I think we get one more image. Oh no, two more. We get this kitchen image here. Not a whole lot to pull out of this. We get this bedroom. I guess three more. Kind of skateboard over there. Vintage RC car. Dartboard. You know, I mean, kids today even know what a dartboard is, but 1978 kids did. And I guess we got more shots than I thought we did here. But this is another one. Maybe some recognizable vehicles. Definitely some, time era specific, era appropriate vehicles. But here we go with the smashed pumpkins right there over on the left hand side of the screen. That orange is some smashed pumpkins, both on the street and on the hood of one of these cars. And this, I believe, is our final shot of this little fly-through video that they give us. We'll go back and take a look at that because they do actually mention that in the social media post. That is the Haddonfield water tower. That is the Haddonfield water tower right there. Full moon night. It does say Haddonfield up on the water tower if you zoom in. And again, I mean, more smashed pumpkins in view in the coming up on the left hand side of the screen there. And where is Michael? Is he lurking in the shadows somewhere in this video? He could be. It's certainly possible. Now I will pull up now what they actually said about the fly through Haddonfield Heights. This is the actual text in the description of that video you just saw. Ilphonic says some residents try to forget the horrors that occurred on Halloween night in 1963. Others gather at the Haddonfield Water Tower to share the twisted tale of Lambkin Lane. So that water tower is going to be a a place for where the local kids of Michael's story are going to gather. It sounds like it's a local hangout. All right. Now, we do have some new images to go with that video that I'm going to pull up now, including some previously unseen corners of Haddonfield and this one very recognizable corner of Haddonfield. Yes, fans of the original 78 movie will instantly recognize this. Also, if you've ever made the trek to South Pasadena in the filming locations, then maybe you've sat there on that stoop like I've been lucky enough to. That is the corner of Laurie Strode's house from Halloween '78. That is the stoop, for lack of a better term, that she sits on, waiting for her ride, holding the jack o' lantern, and where many of us have sat going out there and recreated that. Um, so to get this official high res still image of Laurie's house, this was the one I was most excited about seeing. Um, Now, the only characters that they've specifically named that we know for sure are in the game are Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis. We know they're in it. Dr. Loomis narrates the game. You play as Michael or as these citizens. We know there's going to be other hero citizen characters, and they've said that we're going to see familiar faces as well as meet new faces. So I think it is going to be probably 50-50. Like all the characters we know from the film, I'm guessing are going to be in there. But they've not said that yet. They've not specifically said that Laurie Strode is going to be in it. We've seen stills with a character that sometimes appears to be Laurie. Looks like it is Laurie. But they've not specifically said that. And I think that's going to be interesting too. Is it Laurie or is it this game's version of Laurie? And if it is Laurie, is it going to be voiced by Jamie Lee Curtis? I'm very curious to hear all of that. But this image right here looks awesome. Laurie Strode's house. Now here's the second image we got. This one, again, it might be that same alley that we saw in the video. This is just a different angle of it. The wet streets, the dumpsters, leaves everywhere, digging the fall foliage and all the pumpkins and the leaves, and just a foggy look. And then here we get that water tower again, Haddonfield Water Tower, where they say some people hang out and relive the tale of Lambkin Lane. And I'll zoom in so you can see some of these smashed pumpkins here. Like, who's doing that? What's up with that? There's some smashed pumpkins over there. There's some over here. There's some over by the trash can. And there's the Haddonfield Water Tower. Hangout for certain crowds here in Haddonfield Heights. So those three images dropped. And then today we got even more. This is our first look at the Haddonfield Garden Store. That's right, Haddonfield Garden Store. Now I'm assuming this is part of Haddonfield Heights. And we zoom in. There's pumpkins here for sale, probably, and lots of animal stuff. The social media post mentions these antlers. Something about they've already caused some problems. So apparently this is going to be a playable area. And the way they mention these antlers makes me think Michael can use them to impale his victims, maybe, you know. There's a lot more of those antlers there. So I guess this garden place sells a lot of like deer statues. This is kind of a backside angle of it, maybe. Yeah, I mean they're really going to take us into these dark back corners of Haddonfield. It feels like. Yeah, these are like animal statues, like elephant statues back here. Pretty weird. Pretty odd setting. And there's that gazebo again. Now let me let me pull up for you exactly what they said about the garden store, because that was just posted today actually. Um, let's see what they actually say. The local Haddonfield garden store is the perfect place to sprout some horticultural inspiration. Feel free to browse the wide selection of plants, landscaping supplies, and lawn decorations. But please, watch your step. Those deer antlers have already caused a few injuries. Um, yeah, so a lot of yard decor. And yeah, they're saying that those deer antlers have already caused a few injuries. Um, Kind of reminds me of Silent Night, Deadly Night, actually. Which, by the way, I just watched the new Silent Night, Deadly Night, starring our boy Rowan Campbell. I had a lot of fun with it. They take some liberties. It's different as you might expect from the original, but it's a lot of fun. Just don't go in there expecting a hardcore remake and just have fun with it when it is. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, there's a lot to cheer about in that movie. Let's put it that way. A lot of cheer in that Christmas horror movie. But that's a discussion for a different time. But yeah, he's great in it. I recommend it. See it when it comes out. So anyway, it sounds like that is going to be that store is going to be the setting for some kind of mayhem. Now, this was something else that was shared on social media right after they dropped the fly through. They said, this is from the official social accounts of the game. They said, yesterday we shared a closer look at Haddonfield Heights, one of the distinct locations where civilians will face the unstoppable Michael Myers. Stay tuned next week for some glimpses of another map launching with Halloween. So, according to developers, we're going to get more this week, and this is the image they shared. And the first image there is of a deer with some serious antlers. So I think what they're telling us, if I'm reading this right, is those images today of the garden store were the first look, and it looks like over on the right that it's a hammer and a wrench. So that makes me think hardware store. Are we going to see the hardware store, the Nichols hardware store, where Michael breaks in the middle of the night and steals some rope and knives and a mask? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're alluding to here, hardware store. And then in the center there, that is clearly what looks to me to be a tombstone, something in a tombstone. Haddonfield Cemetery, maybe even our first look at the Judith tombstone at Haddonfield Cemetery. Could all that be coming this week? I mean, they said they're going to give us some glimpses of another map. So there you go. Um, and they're saying another map. So I guess Haddonfield Garden Store is not part of the Haddonfield Heights map. That's another map, I guess. I don't know. You guys tell me how you're reading this. But in any case, yeah, we are not done talking about the Halloween video game here in 2025, but yet more to be revealed before the end of the calendar year. And like I said, we're within 9 months now. Somebody just on our social media commented, "Oh, why did they announce it so early? Now we gotta wait so long." And but I mean, time's flying by. That was like 4 months ago when they set the date, and now we're 9 months out. And but yeah, it looks like this week we're going to be getting some more. Maybe in addition to those two images they dropped today, like I said, maybe something from the hardware store or David St. Phelps Garage. Yes, it could be Phelps Garage. We have already seen some of Phelps Garage. They released a still of the exterior, and I think a bit of the interior. I think that was Phelps Garage where they were selling the plastic masks. Um, David said it looked like the back of Lowe's. Yeah, it does very much. It very much looks like that. You know, I think they're taking it very literally of like, where would Michael hang out? What dark corners would he hang out in Haddonfield? And what can they show us that we know would exist within Haddonfield 1978, but yet maybe we've never seen? It's a great idea. And if they can pull it off, I mean, I yeah, I'm here for it. I like it what I'm seeing so far. But yeah, are we going to see the Judith Tombstone? Is it Phelps Garage? Is it Nichols Hardware? What do you guys think? Let me know what you think is coming next, because it does seem like we're getting something more. I've also heard comments of how can they have enough to reveal between now, over these next 9 months. I think there's a lot they can still reveal. As far as, like I said, there's voice talent. Who voiced some of these other characters? Motion capture talent. I mean, we still don't know. Kane Hodder did post that he worked on the game, and then that post was deleted, and we know he didn't play Michael Myers, and so maybe he's stunt coordinator for the game, which is kind of cool. Kane Hodder coordinating Michael Myers kills, some of which are being performed by Nick Castle. I mean, that's pretty awesome. But I think all those type things, like if there is Laurie Strode who's voicing her, if we have these original characters, Annie and Linda and Bob, are they going to announce that PJ Souls and John Michael Graham and Nancy Loomis are all back to voice them? Who is going to voice Loomis? That's the narrator of the game. So is it going to be that voice we heard in the trailer? Or are they going to get somebody else? A lot of people didn't like that voice in the trailer. I do think there's probably somebody better, but you guys give me your thoughts on Halloween the video game coming in 2026. Are you more excited to play as Michael or as one of the hero citizens? I think I kind of know what you guys are going to say, but all right. Before we get into the gift guide, today, December 8th, is our friend Tyler Maine's birthday. So shout out and happy birthday to the great Tyler Maine. Of course, Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween 07 remake and its 2009 sequel, Halloween 2. So that being the occasion, I thought it'd be only fitting and appropriate that we feature a flashback clip from my 2023 exclusive with Tyler Maine. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I am going to be lurking in the live chat like the shape, and we're going to play this clip. It's probably about 9 minutes long, and this is from my 2023 interview with Tyler Maine. In this clip, you'll hear Tyler Maine discussing getting cast as Michael Myers, and it wasn't a very complicated casting process, as you'll hear. Check it out. Had worked together just a little bit on the Devil's Rejects, right? Was that when you first met Rob? I guess it was.
Yeah, I just auditioned. Okay. I didn't know that they were replacing the Rufus.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was auditioning for DDP's role.
Oh, okay.
But, they had other plans, and I went in there for 4 days of filming, and I thought, okay, that's it, and I had a great time, got to meet a lot of cool people. And then a little while later, I get a phone call, and it's Rob. And he says, hey, I'm making this movie, and I wrote it with you in mind. And if you don't do it, I don't want to do it. So I'm like, all right, cool. What is it? And then he explained how he was going to tell the backstory and make him more than a one-dimensional character, which I think is really cool because it shows his backstory of how he became a product of his environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask that if it was just a phone call like that Rob called you, or if there was any audition or anything. But he literally told you, if you don't do it, I'm gonna walk away from it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny because I remember hearing afterwards, he was, I think, on Jimmy Fallon or some one of those shows, and they said, "Oh, do you know who's going to play the character?" And he goes, "Yeah, I do, but I don't want to say because then he'll ask for more money." I'm like, "Damn."
Oh man. Ah,
Yeah, he knew all along.
yeah. Yeah, he definitely had you pictured for his portrayal. And like you said, it was very striking because none of the movies had ever spent that much time on the backstory. And I actually had your co-star Dave on here not too long ago, earlier this year. And so this is another full circle moment for us here at HDN. But we had him on here and we talked about that, how it was like you're seeing Michael, behind the scenes and getting inside Michael's head. And that's really what I like about Rob's movies is it's much more about what's going on in Michael's head than any of the others, where it's the others are about, the victims or the survivors. And
Right.
whereas he really wanted to dive in there and get inside his head.
Yeah, and show you just the dark deepness of Michael Myers, which was cool.
And like you said, a product of his environment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously you were familiar with the character. Were you like a fan of the original film? I mean, how familiar? What was your relationship with Michael Myers prior to getting
I
that role?
I was semi-familiar with the character. I'd seen the movies in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but I got to admit it didn't compute completely until I went back and did my research, and I was like, oh man, I got some big shoes to fill. So, and then Rob and I were just talking and saying how we were going to do it, and it turned out pretty good, pretty intense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love how it turned out, and of course it made a ton of money at the box office. Held the Labor Day box office record for like a decade, I think, if I'm not
14
mistaken.
years. 14
Yeah.
years.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, 14 years. And yeah, we just last year was the 15th anniversary of that remake. And this year, 16 years of that, 45 years of this whole franchise. Um, and you said when you went back and watched, you started realizing, all right, I've got some big boots to fill, we'll say. But when did it really hit you? Was it after the film came out, or at what point did it really hit you that you were part of this kind of elite fraternity of guys that have worn that mask on screen and this massive legacy with this massive fandom?
Yeah, I mean, like I realized it was pretty big and that it had a big fan following. But when I was at the H40,
Yeah.
I was like, we were taking these pictures with everybody, and I was like, who's that guy? He goes, oh, he was a Michael Myers and so and so, and I'm like, how do I not know this? There were so many people in that picture. I was like, and it was just people that were related to the character, that.
Yep.
And, at that point, I realized just how big it was.
Yeah, yeah, and I remember seeing that photo you're talking about of that epic gathering, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be done again at the 45th. Um, and of course you guys came back together. You did the sequel. I mean, was that just an easy decision when Rob called again? You were just like, hell yeah,
Well,
I'm in, or did he have to convince you of?
no, I was signed to a 3-picture deal actually,
Oh, okay.
and we ended up doing 2 of the 3, and the third one was put on the shelf because Rob wasn't going to do it, But
Yeah.
Scout and I were going to do it back in the day, and they were going to greenlight it and everything, but they didn't know who was going to direct it or where the script was coming from or anything like that. So
I got you.
And I'm kind of glad they did because it wouldn't have. I don't know that it would have had the same weight that Rob's did,
Yeah.
Which is very important.
You mean if another director, another creative
If
team
another
came
director,
in?
yeah, someone else would have come in
Right.
and tried to, take those reins, so to speak.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I remember when they first announced the 2018 film, and you, I think, might have been the first person from this, from previous films that weren't necessarily involved in the new ones. That I remember you on social media. You were like, "Hey, this is great." I think it was right when they announced that Nick and James were going to be doing their thing as the new Michael, and you were like, "This is
Yeah.
awesome. I'm thrilled to have had my time and thrilled to pass it on." And I remember seeing that at the time, thinking, that's pretty classy and cool. That just wishing the next iteration of this character well, because as we all always say, I mean, Michael's so big, he's going to be reinvented long after we're all gone. I think.
So many times. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, with playing him twice, I was like, okay, every time I want to do something, kick up the volume,
Yeah.
So if we would have done a third one, I wouldn't know what we would have had to do to make that kind of an impact. Because from 1 to 2, two is way more aggressive than the first ones in that. And, because I just don't want to be, I didn't want to be just doing the same thing every film, because
Right.
it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, what's the purpose of that?
Yeah. And I know you and Scout have remained tight, and whenever I see you guys or pictures of you guys on your social media out at conventions together, you're always having fun, goofing off, and have
Yeah.
remained friends, almost like a family, which is cool for us as fans to see.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. We are pretty much, pretty much like family. And it's the way it is with all the characters,
Yeah.
Danielle and
Yep.
Christine and all of them. Like when we run into each other, it's just like, hey, how it's like no time has passed practically. So it's really cool. It's really cool.
What would you say has been like your most surprising thing about this 16-year journey from getting that role and doing that rewatch of those films and kind of realizing, and then now here we are looking at the big 45th anniversary of the whole franchise and everything. What's been like? Is there one overriding thing that surprised you the most?
Just how big the fan following is, which is fantastic. Because like without you guys, the fans, we wouldn't have a job. So thank you so much.
Yes, the great Tyler Main. We are back live. It is December 8th, 2025. Michael Myers Monday. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Happy birthday, Tyler Main. Check out that full interview from 2023 in the interviews section here on our YouTube channel, or anytime at HalloweenDailyNews.com. Or, we do have a podcast as well. It's audio versions of all of our exclusive interviews and highlights from many of our junket interviews as well. And you can listen to the Halloween Daily podcast wherever you get podcasts, Spotify, Apple, whatever. All we ask, it's free. So if you could follow us, rate us with some stars, all that good stuff, that would help. But definitely check out that one with Tyler if you haven't already. All right, before we get into the gift guide, I picked up a couple new pieces of merch for myself at the local Five Below. That's right, Five Below strikes again. Amazing how Michael Myers and so much horror has invaded Five Below stores recently. And, I've been on the hunt for that Michael Myers troll. I've talked about it before. I didn't find it when I was looking for it before, but the other night, check it out, I found him. I scored him. How crazy is that? This is the Five Below. I think it's a Five Below exclusive. I don't know. But that's where I got him. Five Below. He's a good luck troll. don't know what makes them good luck. I don't know. I mean, I know there's troll movies, and there were trolls back, I think, in the 90s for a while, and they were like a craze for a while. But this is insane. Of course, I saw it posted on social media and said, I am going to have to own that. I mean, any Michael Myers figure for $5. Now, it's licensed from Halloween 2. He's got his wild hair, and look at his eyes. Kind of weird how they do the eyes there, but that's him kind of bugging out a little bit. You can see on the back. Again, I know there's plenty of people that don't want to see their shape made into a troll. But come on. I mean, who doesn't want to add that to your shelf? They did have another one, because I usually open my figures. I kind of feel like I might have to run back up to the store tomorrow and get another one, so that I can open them and keep one, because this is one of the rare ones. I mean, I kind of like the packaging and the fact that his troll hair. I mean, they're all like this. They've got a number from Universal Studios, and they're all packaged like this with the hair way up here. Just so you know, there's a Chucky one, Hellboy, Marty McFly from Back to the Future. There's who else did I see? Alan Grant from the original Jurassic Park, and the Frankenstein monster. They were all there at Five Below as well. So I don't know. Like I said, you guys know, regular viewers know, I normally will open my figures, take them out of the packaging. I'll photograph them in the packaging, shoot some video in the packaging, and then I'll open them and for display and forever. But I don't know, with this one, I do kind of like this unique packaging. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to fork out another $5 and get another one that I can open. What do you guys think? But that's not all, because while I was at Dollar Tree, and I would have missed it if I wasn't buying the Michael Troll, because it wasn't on display anywhere else except when you were in line on the way to the checkout. And then I found this, which I had also been looking for. And we've talked about it before. I knew it was out there. And yes, spoiler, we're going to feature these in the gift guide, but I already picked up mine for my own stocking. Like I said, nothing wrong with treating yourself, especially this time of year if you need to. So this is the world's smallest Michael Myers collectible figure, the micro figure. Some of you guys that are as old as I am might remember Micro Machines. They were like really tiny versions of Hot Wheels, basically. And this is kind of that, except with figures. And again, they've got a Chucky and some other ones, but this is the coolest. And he is tiny in there. It actually says he's got 3 points of articulation, which is insane. I mean, I guess that means his arms move, and what would the other one be? His waist, I guess? Yeah, and on the back here, that is his, he's actually got like a display stand. It's crazy. So again, I probably should have just picked up 2, because this packaging is so cool, and he's so tiny, but he actually does include the display stand, and I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, I always have a weakness for the figures in particular, so when I saw this, I was like, well, I'm gonna have to have that. I mean, it's I've got, I think, a 12 foot, I think an 8 12 foot 12 inch, I think an 18 inch, and now we've got this, the what is that, 1 inch? Again though, $5, but to open, to unpackage or not unpackage. This, these are kind of the rare ones where I kind of feel like I might want to keep them in the package, not for resale value, just because it might be kind of cool to display them like that. But then again, I probably should just go back to Five Below and get one more of each, except for this one that was actually the only one, the only Michael. Yeah, they had a couple Hellboys, a couple Chuckies. Yeah, and I think I said Hellboy was part of the Trolls. That's not. It's Michael, Chucky, Frankenstein, Marty McFly, Jurassic Park. Hellboy is part of the Micro line, along with Chucky and Michael. All right. Of course, I will shoot some better showcase video of each of those for all my collectors out there. All right. So, to begin with, let's pull up some gift guide ideas. What's up, Ben? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Thanks, David. Appreciate it, man. All right. It is that time once again for our annual Michael Myers gift guide. That's right. For the shape fanatic in your life, or maybe just to stuff your own stocking with, whatever the case, we got you covered. As of this recording on December 8th, 2025, all of these items claim to be in stock, shipping immediately. And if you hit the order button right now, you should have it in plenty of time before gift giving time. So, with that in mind, I have included links to each. These are affiliate links that don't affect your price whatsoever. It just helps us out here at HDN by allowing us to earn a small commission from sales from those links. And first up on the list, we got to start with our own HDN exclusive Santa Myers Scary Christmas t-shirt. We also have, this is the classic tee. We also have a women's tee as well as hoodies, all with this original design, featuring a photograph that I took here at HDN headquarters last year in 2024. That's when we debuted this design, and it is back now once again for 2025, available for just $24. And it is available at our spring store. I have included the link down below, and here you can see we have other items. We have other non-Myers, but Halloween is my Christmas style shirts as well. We also have long sleeve. That's for $31. So again, hit up those links. There's the hoodie. There's a better look at the design. Zoom in. There you go. So there you go. That's your December hoodie right there, sorted. Item number 1 on your Michael Myers must-have gift list. Now, as Michael Myers fanatics, there is no such thing as owning too many copies of Halloween or its sequels, be it on different physical formats, Sometimes it's even the same physical format, the same exact release, just with different artwork. With that in mind, every year, it seems, there are some exciting new re-releases. This year there was actually not very many though, but we did get new steelbook editions of Halloween '78, as well as Halloween 2 and Halloween 3, and they are each available right now on Amazon. Here is a look at the '78 artwork. And I love how each of these unfolds and creates a full image. I love the image that they chose on the cover here. It's Michael unmasked on top of the station wagon in the opening moments of the film. Very unique image to choose. I think it's very cool. Probably my favorite thing about this cover art. And on the back, it's the Myers house. And then on the inside, Nick Castle as Michael Myers. And you should act now because, as you can see, for a limited time, it is 12% off, available for just $48 from Amazon. We'll jump over and look at Halloween 2 because, again, these are the same bonus features, same releases as the Shout Factory, Scream Factory 4Ks. H2's $37. But what you're really getting here with the upgrade is the Steelbook and the new artwork. And with H2 again, I mean, I love this style of having half of Michael's face on the front, half on the back. Here we have the Michael doing the fire walk, and then Laurie outside the hospital crawling. I don't love that cover as much as the '78, but here I love this inside artwork. I mean, the old school decor and the Samhain written on the wall. Of course, that's Miss Grove. Really cool that they chose this imagery of all the imagery from H2 to put here. Very weird, very unique. Very cool that they chose that. Probably my favorite thing about that release is that inside image. Just so unique that they went with that. And then here is the H3, and it features the skull mask and a bunch of Cochrane's robots. Also, it's kind of cool that the whole thing, when you look at it, it's a TV screen. You see what I mean? When you look at the whole thing, you're looking at a TV screen. I like how you get the reflection up there. Very cool detail. And then, of course, the Silver Shamrock Factory. That's cool that it's the factory on the back cover. So, Halloween 2, and Halloween 3 steelbooks available now from Amazon. This year we also got the complete expanded collection of Halloween soundtracks. And these soundtracks to the recent trilogy, of course, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. We had previously had the Halloween 2018 expanded soundtrack release. This year, they added Kills and Ends, all of which are available separately on CD, on numerous different vinyl options, and then impressively, this trilogy collection, which includes posters, vinyl, a book, just insane artwork, and all three expanded editions. I talked extensively when these were released. I gave my review here during Triple M Live. I love these expanded editions, specifically the Kills and Ends, the new stuff that that wasn't on them before. I think they're great additions, specifically to Kills. Really complements the Kills extended cut. All right, let's jump over to our friends at Spirit Halloween. Now, this was kind of a quiet year for new Michael Myers merch at Spirit Halloween. Not too much to speak of. They did get the ducks, the regular size, and the mini duck. Um, they're not 2025 releases technically. Um, you will recall they sent us, the manufacturers actually sent us the standard size duck last year, around this time, about a year ago in 2024. Check out that unboxing if you haven't already. Um, but what is new for this year among the most popular items from Spirit Halloween for Michael Myers fans is the neon sign. Specifically the Halloween 2 neon sign, because once again, got a blood tier there in view. It is $50, and it is LED lit. I think it's about 16 inches high. When I was at Spirit Halloween, unfortunately, they did not have this item in stock. I did want to at least see it in person, and would have considered getting it, but it is in stock now to order. Another awesome item, highly recommended, sought after, one of the coolest new releases of 2025 from Spirit Halloween for the Michael Myers fan. The officially licensed Halloween 2 Jack-o'-lantern skull string lights. That's right. Also known as the poster pumpkin, the H2 poster pumpkin string lights with the poster pumpkin. You know, there's been pumpkin lights that play the Halloween theme back in the day. There's been more recently Michael Myers head string lights, which are amazing. Now we've got, these might be my favorite, the poster pumpkin string lights. Just great. And then check this out. This was recently added to Spirit Halloween. This is the Loungefly glow in the dark crossbody Michael Myers bag. And it is priced at $75. Extra cool that it glows in the dark. I love that. Now we're going to jump over to Five Below for the bargain hunting Michael Myers fanatic like me, because, yeah, $5 you can get the micro figure. They've also got Chucky and Hellboy available. But there's only 7 left. And it's a little bit confusing because they've got the Chucky and the Michael listed together with the Hellboy, so you've got to specify which one when you're placing your order, so be careful with that. There's that new flamed version of the vinyl figure. We talked about him before, but I've got to plug the Michael Troll, the licensed Good Luck Troll from Halloween 2 Michael Myers. What a world we live in where there's a Michael Myers troll figure. Officially licensed from Halloween 2. Better act quick though. This says only 1 left. And now to Fright Rags, who released one of the year's coolest collectibles, the officially licensed Halloween 4 2-pack, retro 2-pack, Michael and Jamie Lloyd, the first ever official Jamie Lloyd figures, and amazingly, they're still in stock. They're only doing 2,000 of these, and as of last, let's hit refresh just make sure nothing's changed since we started this broadcast. But yeah, you could still add them to your cart. So Jamie and Michael still in stock, $40. And here's a look at the retro packaging. Now, I speculated before that while they say that there's only going to be 2,000, I think it's this 2-pack that they're ultimately only going to do 2,000 of, and they will ultimately probably do them separately. I'm thinking, I imagine, maybe, but yeah, the Michael Myers fanatic in your life would definitely flip out for this 2-pack. That that box art looks awesome too. Just great. Really love it. Yeah, one of the coolest releases of the year. Now, 2025 was not the biggest year for Michael Myers merch releases. Like I said, um, there's a lot of stuff, but the biggest stuff are still these inflatables from HalloweenCostumes.com, which are now available through Lowe's.com, as we've discussed here before. These are not new 2025 releases, but they are new as of late 2025, newly available through Lowe's. They were exclusive only to HalloweenCostumes.com, and there is that massive 25-footer. He's currently not available online, but they do have the 15-foot as well as the 8-foot Michael Myers inflatable, and this 6-foot animatronic inflatable. That's right, it is an inflatable with an animatronic head. Yes, that's what they say. His head turns apparently. He's priced at 108, as is the 8-foot without the animatronic motion. He's also 108. The 15-foot is still in stock, and he's priced at 258. All from our friends at Lowe's.com right now. Now, looking ahead to 2026, what is sure to be one of the most anticipated releases, was going to be one of the most anticipated releases of 2025, because you'll remember it was just about a year ago, back in January, out of the Halloween Party Expo, when our friends at Trick or Treat Studios announced the official Halloween 1978 life-size Michael Myers animatronic. And by all accounts at the time, that looked and is still looking um, to be the ultimate Michael Myers animatronic, very possibly. It did not end up getting released in 2025. What we heard from Trick or Treat was it was due to shipping delays, tariff issues, stuff like that. So now it is currently estimated to be available in July of 2026. So coming this summer finally. Um, that's the one to keep your eyes on for 2026 as far as animatronic releases go with the shape. Um, Now, what am I hoping for in 2026? It's time for the Michael Myers blow mold, or blow molds would be nice, but Spirit could at least give us a 2-foot, a 1-foot, uh, similar scale to what they did with Ghostface and Sam. But man, if Lowe's or somebody wanted to license a slightly bigger 3 or 4 footer, whoever does that is going to sell like crazy. Just a little personal um, request, I guess. All right, so all of those items right now available to order. I've included the links down below. Let me know which ones you already picked up, which ones you already own, which ones are on your Horror Days wish list, and which ones are you just gonna pass on because it's just not for you? Maybe the Michael Myers troll is too cute for you. That's okay. It's not for everybody. I think it's awesome personally, but whatever you think, give me your thoughts on our 2025 Michael Myers. Michael Myers. Give me your thoughts on our 2025 Michael Myers gift guide down below. It's always fun going through and rounding up the year's releases and kind of looking back on what releases we talked about. And yeah, overall, 2025, kind of quiet. 2026 is going to be big, but that animatronic and the video game, already those two things. But you guys give me your thoughts on everything we have talked about tonight down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching this on a replay. And if you've already subscribed, make sure you have turned on your notifications so you don't miss any of what we have coming your way right here on the Halloween Daily News YouTube channel. As I said at the top, lots of cool exclusive interviews are coming, unboxings, panel coverage from our own Halloween Film Festival, and lots more. And of course, all the latest news. Keep watching. You might see me on here again talking more about the Halloween video game, depending on how much more looks at new maps they give us this week. Is it just going to be a couple more photos? Is it going to be a whole other video? In any case, keep watching. You might see me back on here talking more. If we don't meet again here in this space before Christmas or the horror days, whatever you may celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, if you're just trying to stay warm and get through this month, I hear you on that too. Whatever the case, if we don't see each other until 2026, which it is possible, I want to thank you all for a great calendar year. We already did our New Year's back on October 31st, but I want to thank you all for a great calendar year and for supporting the channel, whether it's just hanging out here and listening, whether it's commenting in the live chat, whether it's just dropping us a pumpkin and a thanks down in the comments or hitting the like button, whatever it is. It all means a lot. And to our channel members, especially you guys, we couldn't do it without you. Again, it's just $5 a month. Think about becoming a channel member. Hit the merch links below. Every purchase helps support HDN. And let me know your favorites on the gift guide roundup. And let me know what you think about the news stories we talked about. What do you think was the biggest Myers-related story of the year? It's the video game, if you ask me. I mean, that's, I don't think there's any contest. That's the big news of 2025 for this franchise. For me, anyway, that's what I think. But you tell me what you think in your opinion. Yeah, let's hope the animatronic gets released next year. Yeah, I hope it does actually get released this time in 2026. I think they'll make it this time. Let's hope so. All right. Oh, awesome. That's great. Yes, David agrees. All right, everybody. Well, again, if we don't gather here for a live show, there will be other videos coming throughout the month for sure, and there may be another live, but we will definitely convene again in early January. Like I said, during these winter months, it might just be one a month, but we'll definitely do at least one a month, and then as it warms up a little bit and more on the video game starts to ramp up, we'll get back on a regular schedule next year for sure. But there's lots of other exciting stuff coming here on the channel, so please stay tuned for that. And hit the share button, spread the word, bring more people to Haddonfield to enjoy Michael Myers Monday live with us. That's what it's all about, growing this community and keeping it going. And as always, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me tonight. This has been great. You guys are all rock stars. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your support. And happy Michael Myers Monday. Good night, Haddonfield.